All right, joining me now, Tennessee Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn. Congresswoman, thank you for being here. What do you make of what you just heard as we continue to watch this Russian spy ship make its way along our eastern coastline?
Well, I think we all know that Putin is a thug, and he has a military that is trying to flex its muscle and send a message, and we probably should not be surprised by such activity.
Well, the president was pressed in his most recent news conference as to whether or not he believes that Russia is testing him. He didn't say that he believes that to be the case. How do you see it?
I think Russia is trying to flex their muscle to everybody. They're trying to make some movement. And Putin has been very aggressive. We have watched his aggressiveness grow over the past several years. I think that many of us were disappointed when we heard then President Obama say to Medvedev, please tell Vladimir I'll have more flexibility after the elections. That was not helpful, and they have felt emboldened. What we need is to show we're not going to put up with this.
Well, certainly we have continued to see the president try to get his message out in that 77 news conference yesterday. And then, of course, we just saw him speaking in North Charleston at that Boeing plant. Congresswoman, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell had some choice words about his use of Twitter, but at the same time, he likes what he's doing. Listen to how he worded it.
I've been pretty candid with him and with all of you that I'm not a great fan of daily tweets. What I am a fan of is what he's been actually doing.
So he certainly is putting himself back out there, the president, and we know that he's got this rally down in Florida tomorrow. But he does still use Twitter quite often. But there you heard from Mitch McConnell himself. Not a fan of his use of Twitter, but I like what this president is doing.
And the president is being very effective. When you look at the 13 Congressional Review Act pieces of legislation that we have passed in the House to roll things back, the Senate's taking them up as we finish them. The president signs them into law. Yesterday, he did one on coal. And some of the effects, negative effects that have happened to the coal industry, he's restoring jobs. He's keeping his promises, keeping those promises that he made. And Sandra, I tell you, when it comes to the Twitter, I think it would be helpful to focus that Twitter where it backs up these positive actions that are being taken.
Do you think he's not doing that? And to move it away
from personalities. Pardon me, I appreciate it when he focuses the Twitter and puts the emphasis on talking about the good things that he is doing, the good things that we are doing, and maybe taking the personalities out of it.
Yeah.
We're in a time where we need to be winning friends and picking up steam and moving forward. We have Obamacare to repeal, we have taxes to lower, and tax reforms to execute, and regulations to get off the books.
But still, meanwhile, there is just so much coming out of this White House, and Russia continues to dominate the news cycle and dominate the headlines, and there are still so many questions there. And speaking of the Twitter, I like how you put that. This was one of the president's most recent tweets on Russia. He said the Democrats had to come up with a story as to why they lost the election, and so badly, so they made up a story. Russia, fake news. Your response to that, Congresswoman?
I think many House members are like me. We know that there was an issue with General Flynn not telling the truth to the Vice President. I think he told the truth, but not the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I think we have all seen reports that there are some of these accusations that are out there. Nothing has been proven. We have not seen anything classified. We have not had a classified briefing. We have not seen a classified transcript. So there is a lot, just a tremendous amount of ambiguity about this, and a good bit of uncertainty. And the president, they've not found anyone from the president's campaign. From what I understand from the New York Times story, they've not been able to quantify or to provide with certainty anyone that did have those communications. So you've got a lot of he said, she said around this. I think most of us would rather wait until there is something with certainty and until we are presented information and evidence in a classified setting.
And Congresswoman, you were in that room the other day, right, with some of his earliest supporters all assembled.
Yes.
Was there anything you picked up being in the room with the president there that we're not seeing come across on the Twitter or on the TV or at these rallies or speeches that he is making? What did you pick up from his tone there?
He is energized, and he is hard at work on getting rules and regulations off the books.
Right.
He is ready for us to move forward with the repeal of Obamacare, and we had a great visit focusing on some of these things, focusing on filling out the cabinet, which we all would like the Senate to do.
All right, Congresswoman, thank you for your time. Thanks
Good to be with you. Thank you.